Hi there, Stampin' Peace friends. Welcome to my studio. It is Thursday, October 30th, or Halloween Eve, and I'm coming to you from Westerville, Ohio. In my last YouTube Live, I was showcasing the party alphabet dies to make quick and easy cards. And I got the idea to do this because I had not purchased any specific Halloween stamp sets this year, but I needed to send some Halloween cards, especially to little Riley. So I used the party alphabet dies to use to make a Boo card with some Halloween Designer Series paper behind it that I had left over from a scrapbook kit. I also made a fall card, which features the Gathering Together Designer Series paper and the Gathering Moments stamp set for the sentiment. And I'll definitely be making more of these to send to my family and friends this in November, next month, 2 days away. But I like that very much. And I loved that I was able to use the gold foil paper because it brings, for the lettering, because it brings out the gold in the paper. I know it can be hard for you to see here. And then lastly, I made a Christmas card, ho, 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 and that will be fun to send to Riley. But notice I didn't have any Christmas or holiday products that I used here, but I was able to put a nice holiday card together using the silver foil paper, real red cardstock, some pretty sequins, and the party alphabet dies. Quick and easy cards. So if you haven't already added the party alphabet dies to your collection, maybe you're considering doing so. And after today's demonstration, I think that's going to be a must on your shopping list. So let's get started. And I want to give a shout out to Kathy Vaverka, who emailed me after my last live when the camera view from my iPhone above was floating around, trying to help me out, give me some tips. I've used the information she's given me, checked ChatGPT. She sent me Google AI information. I've consulted with other people I know using eCam. We can't figure out quite what is going on because all my settings seem to be in place. It's just that sometimes something is overriding those settings and we can't figure out what. So thank you for just hanging in there and bearing with me. Okay, as I said today, I'm going to be making some more incredible cards. These are stunning and they're actually quite elegant, I would say, using the party alphabet dies. I'm also incorporating this brand new bundle that will be available to purchase starting Tuesday, November 4th. And it is the banner sayings, and it has this awesome triple banner punch that goes with it. And then lastly, I'm using some of this beautiful, 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 beautiful Gallery Designer Series paper. And it has gorgeous scenery and images, but it also has beautiful patterns. The colors are very elegant, stunning. You could consider some of these rather shabby chic looking. Here you can see many different scenes, lots of beautiful, rich colors. So I'll be using some of these today when I make the 4 different cards. Now, I made these 4 card samples up with the intention that they would be a gift set. Today, I'm only going to be making the 4 cards with you. And then in the next demonstration, I'll be showing you how to create a, what do I want to say, a gift giving bag slash folder slash something, a gift giving, I don't even know what I want to call it, but I decided it was too much to do the 4 cards and that gift packaging, that's the word I'm looking for, gift packaging in one video. So today I'm just showing you the cards. Of course, you can make similar cards with papers and perhaps other things you have, colors, cardstock, stamp sets, what have you. You might even have a different set of alphabet dies that you want to use. Now, for the sake of time, I have prepared all of my card bases ahead of time. Doing some of the work preparation ahead of time keeps things flowing and keeps me respecting your time, because I don't think you want to sit here for an hour and a half watching me create. I think you want to see the most important parts and to be able to get busy creating on your own. So I have this piece of designer series paper from Beautiful Gallery, and I'm using this cloud cover pattern on the back. And I'm going to turn it because I want the design to be going horizontal, and I'm going to cut at 3 inches. Now, I actually wanted a piece of DSP that is 8 inches across. So I'm going to take the other half and cut an additional 2 inches. And as you'll see, as I'm making my card and adding the letters to it, I'm able to pretty well cover up the seam that I'm going to get between the 6-inch wide piece and the 2-inch wide piece. So I have starting with 6-inch by 3-inch here, and then I'm adding my 2-inch by 3-inch piece right beside it, butting it up together. Trying to make sure I have this straight here. There we go. And those pieces are mounted on a piece of basic gray, which is 8 1/4 by 3 1/4 inches. And then I put it on my Slimline card base, which I made from, let's see, peach pie. Let me double check. Petal pink cardstock, 8 1/2 by 7 inches, and I scored it 3 1/2 down the center. On the inside, my white is 8 1/4 by 3 1/4 inches. And I used some extra DSP I had from die cutting my letters here to just make these fun banners and decorate the inside a little bit. Some people get a little bit overwhelmed with so much empty white space for writing. They like brief notes. I tend to write a lot, so that doesn't bother me, but I gave you an option for decorating the inside. Now I've cut out the letters, hugs. Everybody can use a hug by mail, right? If you can't be together for hugs, and a mailed hug is just as good. And I'm going to now adhere these with my multi-purpose glue. And I've got 4 letters here. I'm placing the one on the left, the H, approximately a 1/2 inch from that basic gray cardstock. And then I'm going to go on over to the S, my last letter, and place that approximately a 1/2 inch from the basic gray edge as well, centering between top and bottom. And that looks pretty good. And then I just am laying these other letters in place, doing them one at a time, laying them out in place and then picking them up one by one helps you ensure that you have good spacing between them and around them, so nothing looks wonky. And you don't need to measure that. You can eyeball it. Just take your time. And you can see I did pretty good having even spacing between and above and below each of the letters. So there's my word hugs, and I should have, there it is. It's hiding inside. I already stamped this sentiment from the Banner Sayings stamp set and punched it from Petal Pink cardstock. And I'm just going to put it right here. You can put it different places. I at first thought about putting it here, but then it kind of disguises that bottom part of the S, and I don't think the S is quite as obvious. So I decided I was going to put it over here on the H, just like that. Of course, you could add embellishments. I just had a Stampin' Up! Package delivered, which I think has some new embellishments I purchased, but I didn't have time to open it up and see what is in there exactly. But if it's what I'm thinking, I will be adding some fun new embellishments to these. And this is my sample card. Very same thing. I just used a different banner from the Banner Sayings punch. One thing I would recommend when using this, if you're going to punch one, you might as well punch all three, because then you can have a little collection of them when you're making multiple cards. And I think most all of the sentiments fit on all three labels. There might be one or two that are a little bit long that you want to use that middle banner with. But so far I have not come across any sentiments that don't fit all three. They might be a little tight on the smaller ones. There's a couple that might be a little tight on the smaller ones. All right, let's move on to another one. Again, I've prepared my card base. This one is made of cloud cover cardstock, and I'm using Secret C as my 8.25 by 3.25 inch layer. So I've already prepared that. And then, got lots of things here. This is what I'm using for my background. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this in half at 3 inches. Okay. And then I'm going to cut 2 1-inch pieces from the other half. Oops, I'm going to flip it this way to see what exactly. Okay. And I'm going to flip those over. And I'm going to use these to kind of stretch out my DSP and make it an 8-inch strip of DSP. And before I put that together, though, I'm going to cut my letters, and what is left is not quite enough to cut out my 3 letters. I'm doing the word hey, H-E-Y, which hey doesn't sound real elegant, does it? But I think when you see me put the whole card together, that I can have a kind of, do I want to say trendy word? Casual word, but the card still is going to be very, very pretty and elegant. And I'm going to start at this end with the Y. and then the E, and then the H. If your letters don't readily come out, they're cut well, but they might just be hanging on to the inside of your die. Just use the piercing end of your, oh, where'd my other letter go? The piercing end of your, take your pick tool to give it a start. And then you'll just gently pull it out like that. Easy peasy, but these letters cut amazingly well. So before I put my letters on, I want to put all my DSP background paper on. So, oops. Make sure I'm putting adhesive on the right side. So instead of putting the middle in and hoping it's placed just right, I'm going to start with my end pieces. I'll do the left side and then the right side. And then this should fit really nicely right inside. Do you know how I know that? Because when I was placing the end pieces, I made sure the top and bottom and side had equal margins. Top, bottom, side, equal margins. And then I knew that placing my 6-inch wide piece between the two 1-inch wide pieces would be a perfect fit, just like that. Okay. So now I'm going to add my letters. And this time I'm going to add them with some dimensionals to pop them up off the page, off the card front a bit. I'm going to do it like this. Using your 6x6 DSP this way with your Slimline cards and the letters is a great way to use up a lot of your DSP so that there's not a great deal of waste. I'm going to cut a few of these in, or some little pieces. My E. And that should be good. So now I'm just going to lay these in place. And my sentiment got stuck in the envelope again. Here's my envelope. My sentiment. Happy birthday. So my message here is, hey, happy birthday. So it's fun, it's cheerful, it's elegant. I'm going to place this first H here. Scoot my letters a little bit. Looks like I have pretty good placement, so it looks fairly even, or centered, I should say. The word is centered. Do this. Actually, I was just thinking the Stampin' Up! Box that came today might be the products I need for my class that I need to cut. Okay, I need to quit fussing with that. So now I'm going to add my sentiment banner. Notice that I only have dimensionals on the right end. The reason being is I already have my Y popped up on dimensionals, okay? What I'm going to do though, to make sure that part of the banner sticks to my Y, is just add a dot of glue to where that banner will overlap the Y. And there it is. Hey, happy birthday. And my sample is the same. And you can probably think of all kinds of embellishments, maybe even some ribbon. Our, oh, why don't I just do that? Our Secret Sea woven ribbon would be a nice addition to this card. Grab it here. I'm just going to make a simple bow. How many of you use ribbon and bows on your cards? I know some people who always use a bow or ribbon, others never want to. They don't trust their bow making skills, and me, I'm kind of in the middle. If it strikes me as a nice addition, I will go ahead and add a bow or add some ribbon, maybe even just a knot. But I don't do it on every card. Oh, I think right there would be a good spot for it. It'll kind of balance out then the sentiment with the bow on the opposite side. Use a dot of glue. And you probably know my trick, that to give that glue some time to dry and adhere the bow, I just like to place a clear block over the top to hold it in place for a little bit. But I like the way that turned out. What do you think? Now let's go on to our next two cards. I'm going to scoot this up here out of my way. Let's go on to the next two cards. For these two cards, I'm actually I used, not necessarily a pattern, but a random pattern of DSP for each of the first two cards. For these next two, I'm actually using a true scenery paper. This is really cute. I've been watching Outlander on Netflix, which is rather historical. Takes place in Scotland, and then the colonial days in the US. And this kind of reminded me of parts of that. But I'm going to go ahead and cut this in half at 3 inches and be using this part for my main card front. And I'm going to be using the other half to cut out some letters. And this time the letters I'm going to cut out are HI for the word high. And then again, I will pair it with one of the sentiments from the banner sayings. I don't know, banner sayings hasn't even launched to customers yet, and I already think it's my favorite new product coming November 4th. There's so many great products coming. I'm excited. I love that Stampin' Out! Is continually rolling out new products for us, giving us more opportunities to create. But this banner sayings, oh, I'm so glad I had that at the top of my pre-order list. And by the way, if you are a demonstrator or you recently signed up with Stampin' Up's incredible, truly incredible join offer, you can get on and pre-order products before they go out to anybody else, which is kind of fun, especially if it's something that's really popular that might sell out. Tomorrow, October 31st, is the very last day for the current join offer. And if you're not familiar with that, there are, it's an extra, basically a $90 value in product. And there that camera goes again, darn. But you can either pay $35 and choose $125 a product, or you can pay $99 for your starter kit and choose $189 of product. So depends on what's on your wish list, I guess. But honestly, in 17 years as a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I have never, ever, ever seen a join offering that came close to this one. So I'm very excited. Our team, my team, the Merry Stampers, we've already added, oh gosh, last count we were at 24, 24 new people to our team. And I haven't looked in the last few days to see if we've had more since then. So this obviously is a rather masculine looking card. It doesn't have to be, but it does look a little more masculine, where the first two were more feminine looking cards. So I'm doing 2 more masculine, 2 feminine. So I'm going to pop up these letters for hi with Stampin' Dimensionals. And you know, this edge here can look kind of harsh, and my letters are not going to fit in there unless I squish them, which I don't like them looking squished. But when I add this I over the top of that harsh line there between the DSP and the cardstock, it kind of softens that spot, and it's not as noticeable. It doesn't have that harsh look anymore. So even though I am creating a slimline card, an 8.5 by 3.5 slimline card, the fact that I only used a piece of DSP 6 inches long works out. I don't have to add additional DSP to make it 8 inches across if I don't want to. You can see on the first 2 cards I gave you 2 different examples of how you could do that. Okay. And then, once again, my sentiments caught in my envelope. I'm here for you. So hi, I'm here for you. This is a great way to acknowledge somebody who is maybe going through a stressful period in life, or has some challenges they're dealing with, wanting to say, I'm thinking of you, but in a very different way. So I don't think I went over the colors here. So let me do that now. But the DSP, of course, this is the back of the same piece of DSP. It's mounted on pecan pie, and my card base is mossy meadow. 8.25 by, I can't see your comments. There we go. 8.25 by 7 inches, scored at 3.5. On the inside, my neutral is basic beige. I love basic beige with so many of the prints, patterns, scenes in the beautiful Gallery DSP pack. Okay, now we're going to make another card based on this scene. I've prepared my card base, and it is made from that wonderful Secret Sea, the color I thought I would never like, but I love, and I use it a lot. Anybody else feel that way about Secret Sea? Um, and again, all the measurements here are the same for the card base, the layers, the inside, okay? And I've used 2 pieces of basic beige, 8 1/4 by 3 1/4, one on the inside and one as my layer on the front. Now I'm going to take this piece of DSP and turn it because I want the seam to be going horizontally. I'm going to cut at 3 inches. And that will go on the right side of my card front. And then once again, I'm going to use the reverse side of the other half to cut out my letters. And this time, I'm going to be sending a kiss and a hug. So XO. And you can see that even though I'm making words, small words, with the party alphabet dies, it's not taking me a lot of time to do the die cutting. And especially because the rest of my card is very basic. Simple measurements, easy dimensions, that sort of thing. So there it is. And then once again, I'm going to place, obviously these can't fit in that small space, and I'm not going to fill in the extra 2 inches with another DSP, but placing my O so that it covers, a large part of the O covers that left line of the DSP, that left edge, means that it softens that edge. And you can decide, there's no right or wrong. You can decide if you want to pop up your letters on dimensionals, or if you want to adhere them flat like I did on my first card, the Hugs card. It's just whatever your preference is. And because I do want to place this O in such a way that it covers up most of that left edge of the DSP, I'm going to place that letter down first. And then my X here. Just like that. And then lastly, I have a sentiment that I stamped in pecan pie ink on cloud cover cardstock and punched here. Actually, I punched cloud cover cardstock. So I got 3 banners, and then I stamped. And instead of adding this to the XO, I'm going to put it off to the right here, kind of balancing things out a little bit. And this way too, it's not competing with my scene. All right, so what do you think? What do you think? Hi, Betty. And Betty, thank you so much, my sweet friend, for the card I received from you. It really made my day this week, so thank you. Or made my day yesterday, I should say. So here are the 4 cards, all slimline, all using the party alphabet dies with the very elegant, gorgeous stunning, beautiful Gallery Designer Series paper. And as you can see, I've made 2 cards that are more feminine and 2 that are more masculine. And I've also incorporated my newest favorite stamp set, which will be available for anybody to order on Tuesday, November 4th. And you can buy the stamp set and the punch as a bundle. It's super affordable and super versatile too. I think that's why I love it so much. Or you can buy each of these separately. Remember that when you buy them as a bundle and use the bundle item number, you are getting a 10% discount on each of the 2 products when you do it that way. All right, my friends, any questions? I'm going to bring this in a little bit closer here so I can see. Tony, I'm glad you like them. Let's see. Vesta, Pat. Oh, Pat Schutte is one of my newest team members. I'm so happy you're here, Pat. Hi, Linda and Vesta, Tony, Cindy. Who else? Did I miss anybody? Sandra, Julie, Donna, Margie Hines. Hi, Margie lives near me right here in Columbus. Zane, Lori. Oh gosh, so many of you from so many different parts of both Ohio and the United States. So thanks for joining me. I know lots more people do watch the replay. So if you're watching this on the replay later, thank you. I appreciate you just as much as I do my live viewers. And if you like what you see in today's demonstration, please be sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel, Stampin' Peace with Mary Knabe, and be sure to share it with others so that we can all share our creativity and inspire one another. And, you know, the more the merrier. The more people I can reach, the happier I am. And I hope I'm making a difference to all of you creators with sharing my inspiration and creativity. And please know that when you share yours, you are making a difference as well. Be sure to send the handmade cards that you make. We don't want them collecting dust. We want to spread joy and kindness and caring to others. And if you would like to make some Slimline cards like I did today, but would like to use them as a gift set, be sure to check back for my next video when I show you some creative packaging to give these 4 Slimline cards as a gift. One thing before you go, these Slimline cards in the correct envelopes, which is not hard. I'll show you 2 kinds here. Don't require any additional postage here in the US, okay? These are the 2 envelopes I have. One is licking and the other is self-sealing, and it's a security envelope. But these are considered letter envelopes or business envelopes. So they will accommodate your 8.5 by 3.5 inch cards, okay? The one is, let's see, well, it's about not quite 4 by 9, and the other one is just a wee bit larger. Those 4 by 9 ones I use for my gift certificates. And the other one is like 4 by 9.5. You can buy these at any big box store. You can buy them online, Amazon, and office supply stores as well. They're very, very easy to find. So please don't let the fact that you don't have the correct envelope stop you, because they're so easy to get and they're very affordable as well. So just want to put a plug in for that. And again, they don't take additional postage in the US. If there would be additional postage needed, it would be because your card is too thick. Nothing that I made today is too thick, not even the one with the bow. Okay, as long as it fits through a 1/4 inch slot, it's good, and there's no bumps in it, if you put some embellishments on and want to make sure that there's no bumps, just stick in like a scrap of copy paper, typing paper, something like that. And that helps it go through smoothly as well. But I have never had a problem with these cards coming back through the mail. So rest assured that you will be just fine sending them out. All right, any questions? I was going to look and I didn't. I totally missed my pre-order, so we'll get on Tuesday. Linda, you can still pre-order, I believe. But you might want to wait till Tuesday because there are some new kits and things that are not on the pre-order. Cindy McCabe, 2 hours from the beach. Oh, how nice that sounds. In South Carolina, Malden, South Carolina. Interesting. Okay. All right, everybody, have a great weekend. If you're trick-or-treating or going out with trick-or-treaters, have a great time. Be safe, stay warm. Riley's trick-or-treat in her neighborhood is tonight. The weather is cold and damp and blustery and rainy. So they'll probably just do a few houses, but I said I would go over and have dinner with them, and then John and Andrea can take Riley out together and I will pass out treats at their house. I don't get too many trick-or-treaters at my house, so I just will leave out a basket of candy. Last year there were a few takers, but not many. I mean, it's very, very few kids that come to my house, so I'm excited to see Riley dressed up. Does anybody want to guess what she's going as? And tomorrow, my sister's neighborhood always does October 31st for trick or treat, regardless of the day of the week. Whereas City of Columbus and Westerville, they don't want kids trick or treating on a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday because increased traffic in those evenings. But so tomorrow we're going to go over to my sister's and have chili. I'm taking cornbread and maybe a dessert. And Emily's coming from Cincinnati, so she can take her favorite niece trick-or-treating, and the weather looks better tomorrow, so we're excited about that. Minnie Mouse. Oh, that is a good guess, though. No, but it's a very good guess. She loves Minnie. She loves all her Disney characters. Your kids did trick-or-treating last night. Due to them, oh, they switched because of the massive rains today. It's probably very smart. Kids probably had a better time. Parents probably had a better time last night, too. No, but she is going to be a Disney princess. And I'm just going to leave it at that. And I'll be sure to post a picture so you can see her. Of course, she's already wore her full costume to Costco and the park and Aldi and all kinds of places numerous times already. But I will take a picture and post it. So keep your guesses coming. Have a great night, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Bye-bye.